I don't know about you, but there's something that nails you the second you step into that first cool football-like night. Everything sharpens, and you start seeing the little things that matter. I was watching you-know-who on screen, thinking about the games and the preseason flashes, and then I remember that image that's been burned into everybody's head this offseason. Micah Parsons on the sideline, shoulders low, not doing what Micah does best, leading, pushing, and testing every offensive linemen until they get better. That one quiet picture says more than 1,000 hot takes. It's not just about one star sulking, it's about the tiny daily moments that build a team. Micah sprinting with guys after practice, staying late to work on technique, giving those reps that make the difference in week 1. That's the stuff you can't buy in the middle of September. And when you watch a guy like that being held back, ostensibly for contract theater or organizational noise, you can feel why people are mad. I want you to picture how practice changes when your best player isn't in the trenches every day. The energy dips, the physicality isn't the same, and anyone who's ever been in a locker room knows leaders aren't just motivational catchphrases. They're the ones who show up and drag everyone through the grind. So let me be blunt. When the organization turns a player into a negotiation headline instead of a teammate, it's not just Micah who loses time. It's every young defender who needs reps, every offensive lineman who needs a true test, and the culture that feeds on being relentless. And I hear the arguments. They're professionals. They can handle it. Sure, on paper that sounds fine, but the real world of football is built on habits, not press releases. Every practice rep Micah misses is one less opportunity to sharpen an edge, to teach someone how to handle a freak athlete, and to set the tone that says this team won't be pushed around. Now I want you to weigh in. Do you think Jerry crossed a line by letting the situation drag like this? Or is this just business as usual in the NFL? Type yes if you believe Jerry's mishandling this. Type no if you think it's simply part of negotiating. While you type that, I'll say this. If you're following the channel and you want more breakdowns like this, real no-nonsense takes that actually matter to the Cowboys season, make sure you hit subscribe and help us reach our goal of 16,000 subscribers. Smash the like button if you're fired up about Micah's absence. And leave a quick comment with one word. Micah, if you want him back practicing today, or patience, if you trust management's timing. I'll be watching those replies because I want to take your best answers into the next section, where we get into what exactly happened, why it matters now, and how much time was actually lost. But first, hit that button and let me know you're with me. It's easy to get caught up in the highlight reels and forget that football is a daily grind. But if you really look at what Jerry Jones has done here, you can see the cracks forming. The heart of the problem is simple. Jerry delayed the deal, played the media game, and in the process, kept Micah Parsons off the field when the team needed him most. And this isn't just about dollars and cents. This is about the way time gets wasted, the way leadership moments disappear, and the way practice intensity slips away. Think back to last season in Oxnard. Fans saw Micah not just show up, but run sprints after practice with Mozzie Smith, stick around to work with other players, and set the example of what leadership looks like. That's priceless, and that's exactly what's missing right now. What did Jerry do instead? He turned Micah into a headline. He let the story become about views, about the Netflix cameras, about the noise, and not about the work. When you have your best player literally leaning on the sideline, looking like a man who's been stripped of his purpose, the damage goes deeper than just one contract standoff. It sends a message to the rest of the roster that no matter how hard you work, the business side can rip away your ability to lead. And that changes how the locker room feels. A family that sees one of its brothers sidelined for leverage doesn't just shrug it off, they internalize it. They wonder if it's going to happen to them. They hesitate, and hesitation in football is deadly. Jerry might think this is just business, but business doesn't win championships. Practice reps do. Iron sharpening iron does. You don't get that by keeping your best weapon locked away. You get that by letting him push the offensive line every day, by letting rookies see what it means to work like Micah, and by building the toughness that carries you through the late-season grind. Instead, Jerry's chasing headlines, celebrating TV deals, and pretending history is enough to keep fans happy. The truth is, history doesn't end. With the 3 Super Bowls, history is still being written right now, and every day without Micah in pads is another missed chance to build something lasting. So I want to hear from you. Was Jerry protecting the Cowboys' future by dragging this deal, or was he actively hurting the present? Drop your answer in the comments with one word: future, if you think he's protecting the cap, or now, if you believe he's costing the team wins today. And if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit subscribe. We're pushing towards 16,000 subscribers, and every click helps us keep bringing you the truth about this team. Stick with me, because next we're diving into the ripple effect. Exactly how Micah's absence breaks the rhythm of practice, hurts teammates, and weakens the Cowboys from the inside out. The real cost of Micah Parsons not being out there isn't just a headline or a missing highlight. It's the way the entire team feels different when their heartbeat is sidelined. Think about practice for a second. Every offensive lineman who goes against Micah learns something that no film study can teach. His speed, his power, his relentlessness. Those are the best looks they'll get all year, better than anything most opponents will throw at them. When he's not there, those linemen are sharpening their craft on lesser reps, and that edge dulls over time. Iron sharpens iron, but only if the iron is on the field. Without Micah, the offensive line misses that fire, and the defense loses the tone setter who demands more out of everyone around him. And let's not forget the leadership side. Micah's presence is bigger than stats or sacks. Last year, he was out there running sprints with Maisie Smith, working with teammates after practice, and showing what it means to give everything for the team. That energy doesn't just motivate rookies, it infects the whole roster. When you take that away, guys notice. They don't see their brother leading them. They see him leaning on the sideline, looking frustrated, looking sidelined by his own organization. And that doesn't just hurt morale, it chips away at the trust that bonds a locker room. Players know this is a business, but they also know when the business is getting in the way of football. And right now, every day Micah isn't out there is another reminder that the front office is willing to gamble with their best weapon. This is why fans feel the difference. You can sense the lack of physicality in practice, the missing adrenaline that comes from seeing your star set the tone. Brian Schottenheimer even admitted it. Practices haven't been physical enough. Well, how can they be when your most physical player isn't in the mix? The Cowboys keep talking about energy, toughness, and excitement, but those aren't buzzwords. They're built day by day in practice, and Micah Parsons is the kind of player who raises the standard for everyone else. Without him, you don't just lose a pass rusher, you lose the edge. That defines your defense. So let me throw this question to you. Do you believe the Cowboys' defense is already worse just because Micah hasn't been practicing, even before Week 1 kicks off? Type yes if you think his absence is already weakening the unit, or no if you believe the defense can hold up until he's back. And if you're finding value in this breakdown, make sure you subscribe and help us hit that 16,000 mark. Drop a like too. It's the best way to tell the algorithm that Cowboys fans want the real conversation. Stick with me because next we'll break down what this all means for the season itself, from Week 1 readiness to the long-term cost of Jerry's gamble. Here's the hard truth, and it's something no fan wants to hear. The short-term pain of Micah Parsons being sidelined is already real, but the long-term cost could be even greater. Think about what's ahead. Week 1 isn't a soft landing. It's a showdown against the defending champions, in their house, at their party. And right now, the Cowboys aren't at full strength. Even if Micah signed tomorrow, there's no guarantee he'd be ready to hit the ground running. Look at what happened with CeeDee Lamb. He signed late in August, admitted it hampered his start to the season, and we all saw the ripple effects. Timing matters. Every day without those full-speed reps is a day closer to lining up against elite competition at less than 100%. And it doesn't stop there. This isn't just about Micah's conditioning or rhythm. It's about the whole roster. Without him on the field, the offensive line doesn't get tested properly, which means they may look fine in camp, but suddenly struggle against live bullets. The linebackers and secondary lose the trickle-down benefits of having a pass rush that forces quick throws. The defense as a whole loses the intimidation factor that Micah brings just by stepping onto the field. And on offense, even Dak Prescott feels it. Practicing against a Micah-led defense sharpens the decision-making and timing he needs when games are on the line. Without that edge, the offense isn't fully battle-tested either. That's why Jerry's gamble feels so dangerous. It's not just a contract negotiation. It's playing with the momentum of a season before it even begins. And the reality is, this team cannot afford to start slow. Every year we hear the same thing. Next year is the year. But in the NFL, windows close fast, and right now, the Cowboys' window is tied directly to Micah Parsons' prime. Lose the first couple of games because you weren't fully prepared, and suddenly you're chasing the standings, burning energy just to keep up. By the time you're ready to peak, it may already be too late. So here's what I want to know from you. How many wins do you think the Cowboys will finish with this season if Jerry keeps playing games with Micah's contract? Drop a quick comment with your prediction. Type 1 for 10 wins, 2 for 11 wins, or 3 if you think this team still has 12 or more in them. And don't forget to subscribe. We're on the push to 16,000, and your support makes it possible to keep holding this front office accountable. Stay with me, because next we're going to close this out with the one thing that still can fix it all, the accountability that's needed, and a direct plea to Jerry Jones to finally do what's right. At the end of the day, this whole saga comes down to accountability and urgency. The Cowboys don't need another flashy press conference, another Netflix special, or another reminder of history. What they need is Micah Parsons on the field, doing what he does best, elevating his teammates, terrorizing quarterbacks, and setting the standard for what Dallas football should be. The fix isn't complicated. Jerry Jones needs to stop dragging his feet, get the deal done, and make sure his best player is fully integrated before this season slips away. The coaches need to maximize every rep once he's back, using Micah's intensity to raise the level of the entire roster. And the players, they need to rally, to turn frustration into fuel, and to prove that they can't be derailed by off-field games. Because let's be honest, the clock is ticking. Every season is precious, and Micah's prime years won't last forever. This team has the talent to make a run, but only if the front office stops treating contracts like theater and starts treating preparation like life or death. You, me, every fan watching knows what's at stake. And that's why I'm ending this with a direct plea. Jerry, stop chasing headlines and start chasing wins. Cowboys Nation has waited long enough. Now I want to hear your voice. Should the team pressure Jerry to get this deal finished immediately? Yes or no? Drop your vote in the comments right now. And if you're with me, hit that like button to push this message out to more fans. And make sure you subscribe to help us smash that 16,000 subscriber goal. Share this video with one friend who needs to hear the truth about what's happening to the Cowboys. The season is right around the corner, and we can't afford to start it with excuses.